My name is Mohammad Wakarazi, and I'm your instructor for the course Surveillance, Human Rights, and Visual Arts. Let's go over some of the course objectives. You'll be watching, viewing, and critically analyzing the films and visual arts about surveillance and its implications for human rights in the US as well as across the world. You will also be interpreting elements of visual arts to identify themes like privacy, surveillance, control, racism, and securitization. And finally, you will be producing one academic paper to demonstrate your critical engagement with surveillance studies, visual arts, and human rights. These are the required readings. These are kind of chapters from various books. In some cases, they are selections from the chapters. In some cases, they are critical articles. So the first reading, Surveillance Studies as Transdisciplinary Endeavor, is from Surveillance Studies, a reader. The second reading is Performing Surveillance. The third one, Surveillance in Literature, Film, and Television. So both of these readings from the same book, Routledge Handbook, develop connection between surveillance and its culture. In other words, these two readings are about the representation of the issues of surveillance in film, visual art, literature, and television. The fourth reading is The Politics of Surveillance. This reading will introduce to us the connection between surveillance and human rights. Fifth reading is From the Ground Below, Spotting Industry Smartphones and the Post-Panopticism of Drones. This reading introduces to us the concept of resistance through art against the powerful tools of surveillance in the hands of the state. In the final reading, Suswilling, The Global War on Terror by Roger Stahl and Sebastian Kemp, follows the footsteps of the previous reading by Thomas Stubblefield and gives to us some tools of resisting the controlling mechanism of surveillance. In addition to these readings, you will be viewing and watching these documentaries and pieces of art. So the first one is a documentary available on YouTube, The Unmanned America's Drone Wars. The second viewing, so these are in fact two pieces of art that you will just be viewing. But then in addition to viewing, we will be learning how to analyze those pieces of art to understand the concept of surveillance in more critical manner. Third viewing again, Catherine Brimblecombe, Fox's Art. So these are two paintings digitally available to us, surveillance and then persistent surveillance and strike. Fourth one, once again, art, James Bridle's art, Watching the Watchers and The Light of God. Again, two digital paintings. And the fifth one, Laura Poitras documentary, Citizen 4. So as you would observe, viewing these pieces of art will not be much time consuming, but then we will be learning how to analyze them. So in addition to the readings, viewing / watching, I will also provide you with a few lectures where I would be discussing some of the primary and secondary readings. And my expectation would be that you listen to those lectures because they would help you to think through the readings in the syllabus. For grading purposes, the criteria is that you will be writing 5 response papers. Each response paper would be 1 page in length. You will be writing one final paper, 15 pages length, and you will be participating in discussion forum that I will create in Brightspace. So detailed information about 3 of these assignments is available in the course outline. If you have any questions, please email me at this email ID, mazim1@binghamton.edu.